There comes a season in a woman's life when everything suddenly becomes quiet. The phone that used to ring all the time becomes silent. The messages stop coming. The people you thought would always be there become distant. And sometimes you look around and realize, I really have no one. You smile when people see you. You say, I'm fine. But deep inside, you know you are not fine. There are nights when you cry quietly because you don't want anyone to know how much you are hurting. There are mornings when you wake up and don't feel like talking to anyone. You may even ask yourself, what did I do wrong? Why did everybody leave? Why does it feel like nobody really cares about me? But what if this season is not the end of your story? What if the silence is creating room for you to hear God again? When a woman reaches a point where she feels like she has no one but God, something powerful can begin to happen. At first, it may feel like punishment. It may feel like rejection. It may feel like God has forgotten you. But sometimes, a quiet season becomes a rebuilding season. Not every person who leaves your life was removed by God. Sometimes people leave because they change. Sometimes relationships end because they become unhealthy. Sometimes we make mistakes. Sometimes other people make mistakes. But even when God did not cause the pain, He can still use the pain. He can take the season you never wanted and use it to teach you something you desperately needed to learn. Maybe you have spent years trying to keep everybody happy. You were always available. You answered every call. You listened to everybody's problems. You helped people when they needed you. You encouraged people when they were discouraged. You showed up for everyone. But when you needed someone, there was nobody. And that realization can hurt deeply. You begin to wonder, who am I if I am no longer useful to everyone? But listen carefully. Your value is not determined by how many people need you. Your value is not determined by how many people call you. Your value is not determined by whether someone chooses you. Your value comes from God. And sometimes, God has to take you away from the noise so that you can finally hear Him. Maybe this is the season where God is teaching you that you don't have to be everything to everybody. You don't have to keep proving your worth. You don't have to chase people who have already decided to leave. And you don't have to beg someone to give you what they are unwilling to give. You can be loved by people and still be disappointed by them. But your foundation must be God. Because people can leave, people can change, people can disappoint you, but God remains. And perhaps this quiet season is where God begins to rebuild you from the inside out.